thank you all participating to this live online on Facebook, and in this case also on Zoom. And also I would like to remember that if you are interested in experiences based on food production and on tourism, so between it could be a wine tasting to a visit to a farm to there are a series of events that they are coming out in coming next month. So don't forget to have a look on the website page, check out Facebook, where generally is where I post most of the events, Facebook and Instagram. And also there is a radio program on Radio Italia Uno Adelaide, which is one of the partners that we are working with. And over there, there is a one episode every week on Sunday, 4 p.m. The only one is going to skip is this Sunday because I had some technical issues. And the AgriAdventures program speaks about, again, agriculture, food production applied to tourism and hospitality. And generally, there are interviews of local businesses, local business owners, and we speak about their products, we speak about what they do, and I also like to introduce concepts correlated with food production and or correlated with business management and the industry in South Australia. Okay, so first I would like to share with every one of you some of the lovely pictures that we got during the last event, which was in the elementary coffee. So let's have a look what we got. And this is perfect. So this is the coffee that we are gonna taste today. Away, yeah, perfect. Wolichu Wachu, maybe you can see that. That is from Ethiopia, and it's coming from the region of Haru Wachu. There are a few curiosities behind this coffee. First is where it comes from. So let's have a look. Okay, so where are we? This is Ethiopia, obviously. For who's not familiar, let's see where we are. Yes, exactly there. That's where everything began in the coffee. I have been Googling a few times the name of the region and the name of the city. And it seems that the Uraga region is here. And there is a town that is called Wachu, but I don't think that Haru Wachu is here. So I've seen few so far. I've seen few coffees produced coming from this area, this region. So I assume that is this the area where these coffee beans are coming from. Then Wolichu Wachu is not a coffee producer. It's not a specific region apart than what I said before. It is a washing station. There are so many steps from the coffee as a plant that we don't know, and we don't think that there is so much complexity. This coffee can be produced up to 4,000 different local producers, beans coming from 400 different plants. The Wolichu Wachu is actually just the washing station. Washing station are the places where you bring your coffee beans as cherries, and over there they take over the cherries. They pay you some money for the cherries that you brought in, and they start to process the coffee. So they decide which will be the coffee process that's used in these coffee beans. So they are named over here. Now, what else is interesting about this? Well, they speak about 2,100, 2,300 meters above the sea level. When coffee comes from a higher altitude, again, it's the same process that happened for wine, But what's happening is that you have less sun, therefore less sugar in the fruit, therefore you have higher acidity, which for this style, this moment of, I've seen the market too, there is a higher level of acidity. It's also more aromas correlated with citruses, with flowers, with fruits that they are ready but maybe not super ripe. And then it's something intriguing to find in coffee. On the other side, less sugar, it means less caramelization during the roasting process, and less caramelization you have, that's the Maillard process. Then you have less chocolate, less tobacco, less all these kind of crunchy flavors that we're used to have in coffee. And the second is because obviously we are speaking about consume this coffee black. And specifically filtered. But again, I'm still saying this everything without have ever tasted this coffee before. Remember, when I do these live experiences, I don't have had never the product before. So it's always like a real reaction of what I think about the product. The average size of the field per producer from this washing station, it's around half hectare. So it's going to be probably two acre or something. Not sure. No, I haven't done that math anyway. It's tiny, tiny, which is good. We have to say that when you have this level of, you have first a good competition, which is a well healthy competition. It means that they know that they need to produce good quality cherries. And also you generally have family harvested products. That is when you have hand-picked products. So what it means that the plants, they have a time, they have a low production per plant, they have to go deep in the soil to find nutriments, which makes the coffee, the one that we have in our hand, better quality, higher quality. It works exactly like with wine. So at the moment that we are playing on the same game. Something I was curious to show you, and I want to see, it's that we have two varieties, as I said, Burbon and Typica. First of all, thank you, coffee importers, for your map. It's a beautiful map. I love it. Now, this is what we have as known, the Rubiaceae. And then from here, you can see you have two plants. The third one is the Canephora, which is the Robusta, for who doesn't know it. That's written over here. And over here, we have the plants that are making we have the Typica and the Burbon, which are split in two, and that is mainly because the Typica is the one that been genetically changing itself in Yemen, and you have a Burbon, which is the one that changed itself when it was brought into Bourbon Island. That is nearby the Madagascar from French people. So you have two varieties that they have nothing to deal with Ethiopia, because the varieties that they are traditionally coming from Ethiopia are over here. One other thing I want to show you is still on the map, Ethiopia. That's what I was saying. We're going to see where we are. See, this is the Yemen and this is Ethiopia. So what I was saying is that the Arabica, that is the Typica and been developed in Yemen, while the Arabica that is coming from Burbon, which is Bourbon Island. It's this island here, Reunion. So interesting. So it was already traveling, this beautiful plant. And I want to show you something else for some of you really interesting, which this is. Have a look. This one, this is the port where the coffee beans that were coming in, and then is the mocha port. So we understand something more about the history of coffee and the names that we have. If you go to a cafe and you ask for a mocha, you are going to have something that is chocolate and coffee over here. And but there is machine, a brewing coffee machine that is called mocha espresso machine, and then that's probably has connection with the location. So let's speak about, let's open it. First impression, let's open it, pull it. Oh, by the way, beautiful package. I really like it. Beautiful package. We have even the harvest. So when it was harvest, is October, February. That is standard for the washing station. Washed process. For who doesn't know what washed process is, just Google it. I'm not gonna speak about it today. Okay, I didn't have coffee today yet, so oh, okay. It's a different sizes and colors. Not too many, fortunately. When we were over there at Elementary Coffee Roastery, we've been speaking with Brad, and he was saying that the roasting machine is pretty small, if you want to say. It's not small for me, but it's more for the production. And but they do generally singular bunches there. You can see that. So even though the camera is pretty blurry, there are not huge differences. Yeah, there are just a couple of them that they are slightly darker. Over here, they're quite different. There are the really round one. They look more robusta than Arabica. And there are the big one. They are looking really like comparison. And I'm surprised because it's, see if you can see them. So this is tiny in comparison to the other one, but these are the two extreme. Majority are similar to the small one. Okay, so when I was speaking over there, I've been asking to a recipe, as a general I do. They advised me to do, well, they advised me like it was 500 milliliters of water, 93 degrees, and it was 25 grams of coffee, which was a big amount of coffee, a really, really big amount of coffee. And so instead, I'm trying to come out with something smaller because I will go with my favorite, with the AeroPress. So I won't be doing 25 grams of coffee with that. It's too much, especially with 500 milliliters of water, which never fit in there. I will do 15 grams, which is a huge amount of coffee to me. And 93 degrees, 200 milliliters of coffee, and we will see from that experience what it comes out. If it's too intense, if it's not enough intense, which I don't think so. Here you are my favorite mug, Moto Guzzi. I would like to sponsor it, but that would be amazing. Okay, so grinder as usual. I use my Breville grinder. I generally grind it on 10 for AeroPress and on 7 for the espresso machine. Perfect. Over here we have 6 grams, 5 grams, 11, 12, and 15. Lovely. Perfect. 15 grams. Let's grind it. Grinding is at 10. A lot of coffee. Oh, different. There are some orange peel in it. Oh, we're already at 90. We have 15 grams. Perfect. And now, thank you very much for letting me know. Lovely. 93, 3 to 1, go. 200 milliliters. 2 minutes of extraction. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have 1 minute enough of brewing, and I'm going to have 30 seconds of extraction. Okay, let's go. Generally takes less than 30 seconds to go down. And I have to be sincere that when you make coffee and then you work with these styles of brewing, you don't have time to deal with all these details. So often what you're gonna do, you are gonna do standard to make sure that everybody is able to process the coffee. Okay, so over here, for instance, we have the separation of the part of the coffee left inside in the plunger, and it's more than a part, it's a lot. And to me, it's a bit too much, it stayed wet. Now, ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, Wolichu Wachu. Oh, nose is subtle, really subtle, delicate. Slightly toasted, a little bit of wood, just a little bit of tobacco if you want to say. There is something behind. That's a sort of acidity. I'm really interested to taste it because at this point, let's go. Exactly, immediately the acidity. Okay, there is a little bit of caramel. There is a little bit of red cherries. Just at the bottom, like the aftertaste. It's not burnt, obviously. There is no chocolate. I understand when they were saying, okay, as a coffee, it has a really high finesse, elegant, if you want to say. The flavors inside, they are complex, but they're not aggressive. That's why probably it's said as a filter coffee. So I can say that this is a coffee that could brew for longer time. 1 minute enough is probably too fast. And I understand why they advise me on having a bigger amount for both water and grams. Today I will bring this coffee with me where I work and I will test it as an espresso form. I am curious because really has elegance in it. It's really elegant as coffee. It really smooths. The level of acidity, it's not too high. You can taste it at the bottom, but it's quite balanced. Yes, I have to say that it's quite balanced as a coffee. Even the roasting is not too bitter, and there are few extra steps of complexity in the palate. Nose, is coming something out. It's difficult. It's not the kind of coffee that whoa, it's attacking your nose. Also, that depends how it's brewed. Probably having a faster, with more pressure brewing extraction, it will probably create a more intense coffee. I hope that you enjoyed. You've been watching it, and unless you can still watch it on Facebook when the video is released. See you the next time here on AgriAdventures platform for our wine testings and or coffee roasting testing experiences. And stay tuned on Facebook page and on the website for the events that they are coming soon in Adelaide from the AgriAdventures platform. Have a good day and see you next time. Ciao.